Hey, YouTube fam and tribe. This is for all the entrepreneurs out there. And if you're an entrepreneur right now, I want you to 100% watch this. And I want you to really commit to watch this if you're struggling with this topic we're going to talk about today. And this is the topic. If you're an entrepreneur and you're really trying to manifest your company, you're really trying to be successful, but things are not working for you, and even manifesting isn't really working for you. Maybe you set high goals or big income goals and it's not going your way, and you seem like nothing is flipping working. Watch this flipping video. Okay, I mean, I've been an entrepreneur most of my life. I've had some ups and downs with it, of course. Being an entrepreneur, you have some good times and bad times. And this is what I want to share with you in this video. This is the main nugget I want you to walk away with. And this is really the core of why things are not working out, why you're struggling, okay? And it might seem far-fetched, but you got to implement this. You got to practice. You got to practice this stuff, okay? You got to practice what you flip and preach. Bottom line, no matter what area of business you're in, and no matter what product you sell, you got to start doing this stuff. So this is the issue why you're struggling. And this is why manifesting don't work for you when you're a business owner, when you're an entrepreneur, because you're falling into this trap. Have I held you to that suspense long enough? And right now I'm in Thailand. I just want to share this nugget with you. It's hot, it's humid right now. I'm having a nice cold one right here. But let me take a sip, by the way. But this is the thing, is what you got to do is, I want you to really listen to me. What you got to do is, you really got to think back when you were right in the beginning, when you wanted to be an entrepreneur, when you were first starting out being an entrepreneur, when you were first growing your company or your brand, whatever it is what you were doing. Okay, I want you to think back. I mean, sit here for a second and really think back. And I want you to hold on to this moment. I want you to think like you were excited. Remember that? That's all you wanted to do, is be an entrepreneur. To either help people, to be in control of your time, to live life on your terms, to not have to bend to bosses and supervisors, no matter what it is. Okay, I want you to think back, because when you think back and when you're in the very beginning of it, you were crazy excited. Okay, you're finally living your dream. You're finally doing what you want to do. Okay, and at the same time, I want you to think back, and then in that same moment of being excited, and I want you to think back, isn't it weird when you're in that moment, when you're excited, you're just living in the moment. Okay, at that point in your life, you're living your dream life. And in that moment, I want you to pay attention to something. Isn't it weird that everything seemed to work out in your favor? I want you to think about that. Isn't it weird? Most of the time, you'll find what I'm telling you is exactly it. Okay? You're in your all. You're doing what you want to do. And everything seems to be working out at the same time. Okay? But there's a big but with this. There's a huge wall with this. You get me on that? But what ends up happening, and I don't know why we go through this. I don't know why this happens. This has happened to me. This is why I can talk about this stuff. Is that when we get a little bit older, okay, now we're an older entrepreneur. We have tons of experience. And some of that experience isn't always positive. Okay, you get me on that? Some of that experience is bad experience. You know, you have business partners that don't do the right thing for you, and you break the relationships. Been there, done that, baby. Okay. You have your best clients don't see it your way and they leave. Okay. Been there, done that. Okay. You've invested your whole life savings to make this entrepreneur journey work, and slowly it's just eating at you. I've been there and done that. Okay, I've through my journey for 20, 25 years, more like 25 years, is I've lost my life savings probably 2 or 3 times. And it's not all from being an entrepreneur. Some of it's going through a divorce and stuff like that, going through breakups. The big chunk of your assets get lost in that stuff. But I still went through it. You get me on that. And for some reason, when we get older, we we have more life experience. We have more good and bad. But what happens is we tend to focus on the bad. You get me? We tend to focus on what didn't work out versus what really did work out. We lose our focus. You get me on that. This is why in the beginning I told you to think back when you were in the beginning, when you were a new entrepreneur, you were flipping excited. You're living life on your terms. You're doing exactly what you want. And everything just seemed, when you're in that state, everything just seemed to work out. But now you're older. You've had more bad experiences. You get attached to those bad experiences. Those are the things that you replay in your mind over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? And no matter what it is, just like I said, being in bad relationships, business business partners that don't go good, clients that leave, you're losing income, you're investing all your soul into your company and things are going downhill. But this is how you change it, my friend. You need to go back to the beginning. Not in the beginning that you're a newbie, you don't know anything. But you need to go back to the beginning when you just felt joy that you're doing what you finally want to do. You felt love and passion that you're doing exactly what you want to do. You see, the issue is not the income, not the bad experiences, is because you lost the joy of being an entrepreneur. That's the issue. You've lost the joy, you lost the love, you lost your passion for being an entrepreneur. You lost that excitement, getting up and being excited to work because you're working on your terms. You have no boss telling you what to do. Yes, you have like pressure of delivering and staying on top of it, but in essence, you have no boss telling you what to do. You drive your schedule, baby. If you want to go on vacation, you go on vacation on your terms. You hear me on that? You don't have to go ask for permission to go on vacation and sometimes be denied. Okay. But the point of this video, the point I really want you to walk away with is that you need to go back. See, this is how manifesting works for an entrepreneur. You need to put yourself in a state of awe. You need to put yourself in a state of an excitement. You need to switch it. You need to switch your perception. You need to stop hanging on to all these bad experiences that you went through. You need to stop hanging on to it's all about the money. Because listen to this. I bet you in the very beginning, it probably wasn't all about the money. Okay. Maybe a small little bit was about the money. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be a millionaire. But most of it was you're doing what you're passionate about. You're doing what you love. You get me? You need to go back to that state. You need to just wake up and have fun with your business. Have fun being an entrepreneur. Because once you have fun with it, once you let go of all the crap behind you, let the dead bury the dead, baby. Let that shit go. Okay? Once you just truly let it go, truly have fun, you forget about the money. The money is just a byproduct of your inner work, your inner self. Okay? You understand that. The more you work harder, listen to this, the more you work harder for money, the more you get up and you're stressed because you got to make things happen. And yes, I know some of you out there, I'm included in this. Okay, some of you out there, you're married, you have kids, you have a mortgage, you have car payments. You got responsibility, baby. So it's when you have responsibility like that, it's so easy to fall into, I got to make this happen. To fall into, I'm stressed as fuck. I got to make this happen. I got to work hard. Okay, that's. She came in and was like, she wanted to see if I wanted another glass. You get me on that? But I know I'm repeating myself. But I really want you to get this because you don't get it. Okay? Or you might be thinking to yourself, well, Chad, that's all hocus pocus stuff. But this is why, as we wrap up this video, I want you to think back how you were in the very beginning. And I want you to think back 100%, things were probably going your way. And it's about your energy. It's about your state of mind. That's why it's going your way. Because before I got interrupted here, I know where I was going with this, is that we get so caught up into negativeville, okay? And that negativeville, we get up and we're stressed. We get up, we're trying to make things happen. Remember, when you're trying to make things happen, you're forcing things to happen. What happens when you force things to happen? Things repel from you, things stay away from you, okay? No matter what you want to call it, okay? When you're trying so hard, you're trying so hard to make this stuff work. You're trying so hard to 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 give a great life to your family. But the more you try harder, it seems like you're going backwards. The more you try harder, it seems like the less and less you make. You see, it's not about trying harder, my friends. Okay, when you try harder, all that does, like I said, it creates friction. Friction is force. Remember, force negates from you. But you're trying to force things to happen. You're trying to force that money to come in. But what if, stop trying to work so hard. Yes, you work hard, but you work hard in a state of joy because you love doing what you're doing. You love helping people. You're passionate about your business. When you put yourself, when you switch your mind frame, you switch your mindset to, I'm enjoying the process. Yes, I'm working hard, but I love doing it, baby. And with anything negative coming in my life, being an entrepreneur, I bring no emotion to it. I'll just walk around it. Nothing's going to steal my joy. I'm going to stay passionate, be joyful, have fun. Have fun getting up and working, okay? Have little times throughout the day that you go and celebrate. Go have lunch, go hang out. Okay? It's not about always working hard. It's putting yourself in a state of joy, in a state of that passion. You got to switch your mindset, baby. Once you switch your mindset, it will go right back, and it will switch pretty quick for you. You'll go right back to like when you used to be in the very beginning, when you started that entrepreneur journey, where everything was fun and exciting. You need to go back to that. Because once you go back to that and you click with it, things will just start working out. Things will just start compounding, compounding, compounding. Money will just come to you almost like it's raining money. You know what I mean? Or it will come to you illogical. You get me on that? Because this stuff doesn't follow no logic. That's why this stuff is amazing. That's why manifesting is amazing. Having a bigger identity is amazing. Okay, if you know a lot about your subconscious mind, that's why it's amazing, because your subconscious mind is not logical. Bottom line, it's very illogical. You get me? I just want to share that little nugget with you. And I was in a mood to kind of talk about it. If you have questions on it, comment below, of course. Remember, if you want to be part of the tribe, the link is in the description. If you want to work with me, the link is in the description again. Remember, I love you guys, and I'll see you at the top.